Hello, my name is Ed Verdugo and my company is GRSC Incorporated. This will be video part 3. This is going to be on the M4-62 reticle in use with calibers other than the 223. If you haven't watched part 2, the tutorial, please watch that. That explains how the reticle works and how it was designed for the M4 rifle shooting 62 grain ammunition. Okay, and the videos you're going to see right after this, we went out with a FN FAL rifle. We're shooting a .308 caliber rifle out of an 18-inch barrel, 147 grain Portuguese ammo, standard full metal jacket ball ammo. Now, again, real quick, this reticle is designed and calibrated for the M4 rifle using 62 grain ammo, which again, if you watch part 2, the tutorial, it'll go over and explain how that works. But we zeroed just like we would with a 223. Point of aim, point of impact to start at 100 yards is on the center dot. Okay. Now, when I designed this reticle, I didn't feel it was necessary to put in a second aiming point or a second dot for 200 yards because your bullet drop isn't that significant. So for both 1 and 200 yards, this is your aiming point right here, the first dot. Now, unfortunately, when we were filming this, the shots at 200 yards didn't come out, it didn't get recorded, but we were able to use the same dot for 100, 200 yards. Like I said, the zero was at 100 yards, point of aim, point of impact. So we're going to go all the way out to 535 yards, and you'll be able to see the actual targets. The targets we're using are 10-inch steel plates, 10-inch round plates to represent a head, and then we're using targets that are a little bit smaller than the vital zone area of a chest, and we'll give the dimensions on the actual video. You'll see that. And then you'll see where I'm aiming, and you'll see the impacts of the bullets. Now, the key thing, just to tell you up front, the point of aim, point of impact with the distances actually matched up real well. In other words, at 200 yards, we're using the 200-yard aiming point. At 300 yards, we're using the 300-yard aiming point. At 400 yards, or actually let's think 428 yards, we're using the 400-yard aiming point. Well, no, it's 450, I believe. You'll see it on the video. And then at 500 yards, we're using the 500-yard aiming point. Again, even with the .308 rifle, using the 18-inch barrel, 147 grain Portuguese ammunition. Now, there's one other thing that you might see in the video. We had a camera. I had a camera made up that hooks to the rear of the scope, and it actually records looking through the scope. So that's how you're seeing the reticle on the targets. Now, that camera hooks to the rear of the ocular, and under recoil, it rotated a little bit, so it makes it look like the reticle is crooked. The reticle is not crooked, and when I'm looking through the scope, I can't see what the camera sees. So even though in the video it's going to look like the reticle is crooked, it's not. It was the camera that was hooked to the rear ocular, which actually rotated a little bit. But I just want to make you aware of that the reticle is straight. So anyway, we're going to stop this right here, and then we'll post the, like I said, the actual shooting videos will be done, and you'll be able to see, again, actual impact points for a .308 rifle, 147 grain ammunition, that's the FN FAL, using the 18-inch barrel. So we'll stop it right here, and then we'll get the actual shooting videos up. And thanks again for watching. This is 300 yards now with the 18-inch FAL again on 6 power, 147 grain Portuguese. Here we go.
Hit.
Call.
7 inches, 3 inches out from center.
7 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay, here we go again.
Hit. 12 o'clock position, about half an inch away from center.
Okay. And
This, line to the left, start about an inch right over 11 o'clock. Safe spot.
Missed?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust down now because I know the FAL, when the barrel starts heating up, they start to string vertically. So let's see if this will bring it back on target. Call it.
Miss. Low. Half an inch.
Okay, overcome. Here we go.
Hit. 6 o'clock.
Okay. Alright, what that shows again, your aiming point, 300 yards with the FAL, that's a 10-inch circle. It's right there. It's right there at the 300-yard dot. Kind of have to move around on a little bit, but so now we're going to go out to the next, and actually that was 315 yards. So now we're going out to 455.
Hit. Hit the big plate.
Okay,
Right
I saw it. Okay, that was hitting the within the 10-inch plate at 455 yards. Okay.
Hey.
Go.
Hit. Hit center.
Okay, don't talk. Okay. Looks like at this range, 455, we're using the 450 aiming dot, and we're getting hits, and that again is a 10 by 16, 455. We got a pretty good little wind here going, so it's kind of blowing it around on the target. But then, there again, 18-inch barrel, 147 grain, 455 yards, using the 450 aiming dot, just about center of the target. Okay? Okay, that looks like I'm using the 500-yard dot right on the 500, right center mass. Go!
On. Hit. 1 o'clock.
Stop. Go!
Recording. Hit.
Okay. Using the 500 yard for the 530, or that was 528 yards, puts me right on again. That's a 10 by 16-inch target. Oh, excuse me, that's 11 by 17-inch target at 525 yards. 28 yards, 528 yards. So that actually, like I said, now on film, you can see where our aiming points are, where our hits are, and where the misses are, which is pretty darn close. So that gives you a good idea. Get those questions all the time. What would it do? Again, 18-inch barrel, 147 grain, Portuguese ball ammo from 200 to 528 yards. All right.